Hi guys, this is Yai and Fike. We're back with another episode of Wolfpack, and today we're going to be breaking down the interview between Logan Paul and Tom Aspinall actually. So Tom Aspinall was on Logan Paul and Mike Majlik podcast called Impulsive.
Yeah.
And then Logan Paul and Mike Majlik, they were actually bringing the topic of Dagestani Fighters. And they were saying, I don't think they were taking shots at Dagestani Fighters, by the way, but Mike was saying that it's the common perception that Dagi fighters are very boring.
Yeah.
And the UFC does not have any star power anymore. So UFC is kind of lacking. Like, if you look in the past, he said, like, there was Chuck Liddell, and then you had fighters like Lyoto Machida, or like guys who were like putting people to sleep. You had personalities like Robbie Lawler, maybe not the best fighter ever, but he was like looking for the knockout. And he had Nick Diaz, who was just moving forward, constant pressure. So you don't have guys like those. And guys don't know, they were saying they're lacking personalities and they don't know how to sell a fight. So they're not talking as much shit as some of the other guys were talking. Let's say, like Brock Lesnar was cutting nice promos back in the days. And then, you know, some other guys who were talking a lot. But then Tom Aspinall just corrected them. And I loved the attitude and the thinking of Tom Aspinall. He said that it's not that UFC is guys are lacking star power. It's just that it's the common perception of the Americans. So the Americans want some sort of drama. Like Logan Paul basically said, I want to see dollies going through the window, and I want to see some shit happening, right?
Yes.
We totally get that part. Like, some people actually love it, and I myself, part of me actually like some of that sort of like drama as well. But at the same time, this is not the conception of the whole world.
Yeah.
You're looking at it from a very narrow point of view. You're looking at it from very American side.
Yeah.
When the sport actually gets popular, people all around the world, if you look at some of the other countries like Russians and people living in Dubai, or like Pakistanis or Indians, those people actually like the sportsmanship. They like the respect. That's why Khabib has so many fans. Like, you could say, okay, Conor was talking a lot. Khabib was not even, he could barely speak. Like, Khabib's first language was not even English, right? But he was selling a lot of tickets. He was one of the biggest stars that the UFC had. He was very popular. It was hard for Khabib to actually walk in Dubai. That's how many fans he had.
Yeah.
And the reason behind it was the respect that he was showing. And also, people value the sports. People value not only the sportsmanship, but also the sport that you're playing. If you're good at the sport, people are going to love it, right?
People are going to love it,
And like Tom said, when I'm fighting, I'm trying to separate your consciousness from your body. That's what I'm trying to do, basically.
Yeah.
If that doesn't...
opponent, right?
He's like, that's what he's trying to do. I mean, he's got the shortest cage time. He's knocking everybody out. He's like, if that doesn't entertain you, what entertains you then?
Yes.
Like, if you're just looking for the dollies going through the window or some crazy shit, or like cutting promos and all of this, okay, that's all cool. But the real action, the actual fight, the high IQ level, even the Dagestani fighting style, like Tom was trying to defend it, like that's good fighting style. Like, you're trying to take the person down, and then you're mixing in the takedowns, you're doing the striking.
Basically what he's trying to say is he's actually doing what the sport is meant to be for. So he's not like trash talking. He's not good at trash talking, but he's doing what the sport. He's doing good for the sport, basically. So he has the skill, he has the charisma, he has the looks, but he just can't talk. But he at the end of the day, that's not what the sport is there for, to find out who's the best in the world. And Tom wants to prove that.
That is true.
Yeah. That's why he doesn't care fighting about John, or John wants to retire. He just wants that belt. And I kind of agree with him. Like, when he says, like, I'll retire John Jones without even fighting him. And that's hilarious. That's like one of the best things one of the best things he has said.
Yeah, exactly. Like, this is actually happening. Like, and now they're throwing, the PFL is throwing like 50 million for John Jones. So John Jones might actually run to PFL to fight Francis Ngannou, who he was actually avoiding for 3 years. Like, when Francis was in UFC, Jones did not want to fight him. Yeah. And now I think because of Tom Aspinall, he might actually take that offer. And then, but at the same time, I'm like, okay, if you're vacating the title and you're going to PFL, that's fine. Because then Tom can at least fight someone. Yeah. He has nobody to actually fight.
Yeah, I think he'll be a bigger star and he will have way more opportunities. I think potentially even Tom, and if Francis keep on dominating the leagues, I think eventually there can be a super match in future, like Francis Ngannou, who was an ex-champion in UFC, against Tom Aspinall. They both are the scariest fighters.
And then UFC's brand will go up as well, because Francis Ngannou actually never lost his title in the UFC. Yes. So a lot of people have that point. They're like, Francis, so which one is the best brand? Is it UFC or is it PFL? Yes. Because Francis never actually lost his belt, so where's the best heavyweight right now? Yeah. And then you can have Tom versus Francis, and if Tom actually knocks out Francis, then UFC can have a point, like, okay, we definitely have the best heavyweight right now. We have the best fighter. We have the best heavyweight right now. Yeah. And one thing about the Dagestani fighters as well, like, I don't know, for other sports, people are mostly going to look at the technique and actually how the whole chemistry of the sport, right? So let's say if we see guys playing badminton, let's say the top legends, like you have Lee Chong-wei, Lin Dan, you got Victor Exelson right now, right?
Yeah.
People are not looking at who's got the fastest smash or like who's got the best attitude. People are looking at the game. Okay, this guy, he knows when to smash. He knows where to smash. He knows how to set up the smash. He knows how to play the drops. He knows how to move the other guy, right?
Yep.
How strong his defense is, all of this. But when it comes to UFC, I don't know, for some of the fans, it's like they're not looking at the whole thinking, the whole IQ, the whole technique behind the game.
Yeah.
They're just looking at like either just the knockouts or they're looking for some sort of charisma, drama.
Yep.
When we look at the Dagestani fighters, they're probably the most complete fighters that the MMA has right now.
Yeah.
Like all of the Dagestani fighters, now they can strike,
Yep.
now they can grapple, and then they know how to mix it up. Like they know when to strike, they know how to set up the takedowns, they know how to get the top position, how to get the submissions, how to do ground and pound. So I think we gotta appreciate that.
I agree. Yeah. I think that's pretty good.
Yeah. All right, guys. See ya.